All right. Now, Darius, you showed me the trailer for Moon Knight going on the train going to the city a few nights ago. What's this about again?
Yeah, so Moon Knight follows essentially a former Marine and CIA operative who actually also becomes a mercenary known called Mark Spector. And so the thing about with Mark Spector is that at some point in his life later, he dies, but is later reincarnated by the moon god of Khonshu. So this is playing a bit into Egyptian mythology, which I think something the MCU hasn't done before, and I'm really excited about that. So he basically comes back, and he's kind of basically a vessel, if not a spirit, of vengeance. And so when a lot of people ask me, especially if they're not big into the comics, who's this Moon Knight person, I always like to tell them, think of him as Batman, but he's even probably more brutal and he's probably a bit darker as well, and he has a dual personality disorder. So that's how I like to phrase it to some people, and then I get into some of the nitty gritty with this character. Um, so yeah, me personally, I'm excited for this. This reminds me, the look and feel of it reminds me of Daredevil, which is why I'm really excited.
In terms of this, like, I'm definitely looking forward to the show a lot. This doesn't feel like something the Marvel Cinematic Universe has really done before, at least done too much. Now, I kind of felt like it was weird because I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, is this all a dream? Is this all like alternate realities? Like, what exactly is going on here in terms of that?
Yeah, like I said, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily dreams and alternate realities, but just probably different lives, or at least it seems like he has some form of amnesia, possibly, and his dual personalities are kind of like almost battling each other out in a sense. And again, this is also Egyptian mythology, so we're probably going to see an array of different Egyptian mythological creatures coming into play, and that's going to mess with his head a bit, as his head is already kind of messed up as it is.
That kind of plays into like the whole trippy feel that
Mm-hmm.
I got from this trailer too, which is another reason why I feel like, okay, this doesn't feel like something the MCU has really tackled too much of before.
Yeah, it really is like it tried to tackle that with Doctor Strange, but it didn't go fully, and it seems like it might in Doctor Strange 2. Whereas Moon Knight, it really feels as if they're gonna play into his multiple different personalities and how they all affect each other and his actual life, and just so many questions around, especially in the beginning of the trailer where you see, oh Mark, you died, or I thought you died when, and he's like, who's Mark? Like even though his real name is Mark Spector. So it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back to being Mark Spector, or if he's just going to constantly just switch, mostly because of how the moon god Khonshu is going to be affecting his mind. So there's a lot they could play with.
So now, based on what you know about this particular character, do you feel like Oscar Isaac is a good choice for
He
playing
was
him?
a choice I was not expecting, but considering his resume now, and considering I think the character of Moon Knight, I think he's going to do a spectacular job, and I'm hoping he does. Like I said, this is the one MCU show that they announced, even the new ones they announced. I'm really excited for. That's in like my top three, if not top five MCU shows. So I think Oscar Isaac is definitely a good choice for this role.
So now it's just so weird to see again now Oscar Isaac, another big name joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have him. You have Ethan Hawke, who's another actor that I really like. And again, now, did you do you happen to know like what kind of character Ethan Hawke might be playing?
I'm not entirely sure. To me, it just seems and feels like he might be playing the villain. I could be wrong. I haven't really caught up a lot on the Moon Knight news, mainly because there hasn't really been a lot. So that's going to be another mystery. And if anything, I might dive a bit deeper later just to see who he may possibly play. But yeah.
It's just so weird because again, like I said, big name after big name seems to be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Again, like who has won Academy Awards, who's been nominated for like a bunch of awards. They're just all flocking to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think again, like let's be honest, I'm sure you know they're fat paychecks too, right? I'm sure they
Yeah.
have to be. So, which is why I think they're garnering like so many big names. Like I'm waiting for the day that like a guy like Tom Hanks, gets gets casted to play some something in the Marvel Cinematic Universe again. Like what are the odds of like someone like him or Robert De Niro or Joaquin Phoenix hasn't been in it yet, right?
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay. Okay. What do you think of the odds of them coming in? Because again, you have Mahershala Ali, so a guy he's won 2 Oscars now, and he's playing Blade. So again, like I feel like anything's possible at this point.
Anything is possible, and honestly, if the rumors of Bill Murray possibly joining the MCU, sure, why not?
Wait, what are they? Wait, hang on a second. What are they gonna have him do? Like, who's he rumored to be playing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I'm not entirely sure. I've just been seeing around that he might be joining, as far as being in Doctor Strange 2 possibly, or a different movie. I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
Oh,
there's already rumors of John Krasinski joining the MCU as well. So I mean,
that I could see. That I could definitely see. Because I know him and Emily Blunt were favored to play Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm.
exactly.
So, which honestly, that wouldn't surprise me at all. That really wouldn't.
So at this point, who knows? Anything can happen.
Yeah. And now there's another show, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They've come out with like a few shows within like the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this will live up to whatever your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe show is? Or do you think it'll kind of fall by the wayside?
I'm hoping it does. Again, this show just seems like it has so much potential. I love Egyptian mythology. I love the fact that they're utilizing a character like this in the MCU, emphasizing on the supernatural. And depending on how it might end, and the fact that they're really emphasizing this, I can only imagine a surprise guest character coming in at the end of the show, like it happened in Eternals at the end with that post-credit scene. There's a lot of things they can go in creatively wise, and I think as far as my favorite MCU show is really Daredevil. Like that is, to me, that's just top tier. Do I think this will go beyond it? I don't think so, but I could be surprised. How much I was surprised was how much I enjoyed and loved Hawkeye, actually. I didn't expect Hawkeye to be my favorite, so.
Same here. Hawkeye, out of all the ones that I've seen WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki. Hawkeye is the one that takes the cake for me right now.
Exactly.
Love what they did with Clint Barton. And I love Jeremy Renner too. And Haley Steinfeld is no slouch herself.
Love her.
So now this show is set to stream exclusively on Disney Plus on March 30th.
Yes.
So I'm personally looking forward to it. Darius, it seems like you are. And again, for all you guys out there, again, what are your feelings on the show at the moment? Did the trailer give you enough for you to be interested? Leave your thoughts in the comment section.